Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I will be showing you how I changed the layout of my iPhone using iOS 14 to help me be more productive and to avoid distractions throughout my day. Let's get on with the video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sam, and on my channel I do tech reviews and instructional videos to help you get the most out of your gear and hopefully make you a little bit more productive. If you're like me, you probably easily get distracted by your phone, especially after you unlock it and you see that notification badge indicating you have a message. You instinctively go into the app and 30 minutes later you wonder where you've been. I'm the same way. Every evening I go through this interesting little dance. I take out a piece of paper and I try to plan tomorrow's day. I block out my work hours if it's not a weekend, and then I look at my task manager and try to figure out what is important for the next day. I also have 2 young boys that I have to go pick up from daycare, so overall I have about 3 hours of me time every day, if I'm lucky. This is really not a lot of time if you have a lot of goals you want to accomplish, and any distractions can derail your day. But I'm also human, and there are many times when a simple distraction becomes a huge time suck. I'm sure I'm not the only one that when you see that notification badge count on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, etc., you magically find yourself clicking on that app and all of a sudden 30 to 40 minutes just seem to disappear. There are plenty of days where I've said to myself, my plan for the day is ruined. Screw it. Let's just watch another video. I had to find a way to minimize distractions, so I decided to eliminate all the distractible apps that I have on my home screen. That way, when I unlock my phone, I don't have to see them. And with iOS 14 allowing widgets, I decided I would leave my calendar and my task manager app on the home screen, along with a few necessary apps that I need throughout the day that I would like to have quick access to. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to switch to my iPhone and show you how I did it. So let me show you how I set up my iPhone. Now, because I set up my iPhone before I started recording YouTube, I will show you on an old iPhone which still has a bunch of icons laid out everywhere. The one new feature that I like from iOS 14 is the new app library. So if you go all the way to the right, you will see that the app library contains all of your applications in some kind of buckets that they decide they want to collect them into. But if you swipe down, you can actually see all of the applications and they're all available to you at any time. Not only that, if you want to, you can actually swipe down from the middle of the screen and actually type the first few letters of an application, let's say Notion. It shows up immediately and you can access it. So there is no reason for any of these apps to be sprawled out all over your phone. So I split this up into 3 steps. The first step I call the cleanup phase. So I start with pages 1 and 2, which are the only pages that I want to have on my iPhone. Page 1 will be the main screen that has the widgets and some of the very critical apps that I use constantly on a daily basis. And page 2 will just have some of those applications. The rest are just useless and I can always grab them if I ever need to. So what I do in this phase is I start removing all the apps from the home screen or from the second screen as well. So I click anywhere on the screen and make the applications jiggle, and I start removing them. And if you hear, I hit the little minus button here and I say remove from home screen. That does not delete the app, that just removes it and puts it into the app library, and it removes it from your screen. So I will continue doing this for the rest of the applications here just to show you a few. Remove from home screen. Let's see, remove from home screen. So I only do this for pages 1 and 2. So I will continue doing this. And I will speed this up a little bit. So after clearing up the first and the second screen, what I did is I scrolled through some of the apps that I have on here and I decided which ones I wanted to have quick access to, and I did not want to totally remove from my screens. So for example, let's assume it's day 1. I will actually just drag it and drag it to the second screen. And I did this with all of the rest of the apps. I decided which ones I wanted to keep on my screen. Now after doing that, the rest of the screens can just be cleared out. There's no reason for them to be here. If you click on the row of dots on the bottom, iOS 14 allows you to see all of the screens that you have, and you can actually hide them by just unchecking them on the bottom. This does not remove them. This just hides them. So if you ever want to get back to them, so let me show you here as you can see now, I only have 2 screens. But if I ever wanted to bring screen 3 back, I just hold onto the screen, make it jiggle again, click on the dots, and you can tell all the screens are still here. I can pick one and unhide it. And it's back. And the app library is always there. But I will get back into jiggle mode. Oops. And just hide the screen as well. So that was step 1, which was a cleanup step. So second step is where I call my focus step. This is where I actually decide exactly what I want to have on screen 1 and what I want to have on screen 2. And this is where I add the widgets that allow me to focus on my day. So what I will do here now, I will show you how I did that. So what I did was I moved some of the apps into folders. So I have some home apps, which are my security monitoring at its home screen. So I will group those together and group this one together. So Tweetbot will move out of here because that's something I use, but I do not want to see it all the time. I will move the phone settings. It's not something I see on a daily basis, maybe once or twice a day. Navigation does not need to be on the home screen, so I will move that out of there. Photos does not need to be there, so we'll move it out of there. So that's good enough. So there are 2 rows of icons that I would possibly consider my most crucial apps. So now I will start adding the widgets. Now if you hit the little plus sign on the top right, this is where your widgets come into play. And in my case, I added 2 widgets. I added Things, which is my task manager, and I selected this one, and that would be on top. And the second one I added was my calendar app, which doesn't show up here because I need to launch it first so the widget gets activated, because this is my older phone and I haven't done that. So I will just add this calendar right here. And I just happen to want my calendar on the bottom. So, and that's what I did on my original phone. Now we'll switch back to my original phone and I'll show you the actual layout that I use on a daily basis and explain why. Now, as you can see on my actual phone that I use on a daily basis, I have pretty much the same thing. I have my task manager on top, which is what I use as Things 3. And Things 3 I use for things like bills, any recurring item that I need to remind myself of. Any bills I need to pay, any documents that I need to submit somewhere, something that I need to have as a reliable source of information. And I have my calendar app below that shows me any events or any appointments or any meetings that I need to go to. Now on the bottom row, I have my home apps, which is all the things that I use on a daily basis as well that I want to keep aware of, like my cameras, or Streamlabs is actually a water leakage detector. So if any of those pop up any badges, I would like to know those immediately. And I also have some apps that I would like to focus on, like learning a new language or meditating. Now I also use Notion and Roam, and in a future video I'll explain how I use those. But in essence, I use Notion for project management, anything that I need to use for databases. And Roam is just the best for all around knowledge management. If you have any notes, or if you take any other information that you want to easily find and you want to link together, it's the best. And obviously I have Lose It, and good to track your weight, I guess. And I have Wallet, so I use that as my main credit card. And on the bottom row, I have the apps that I want to be no matter where I am, whatever screen I will be in. And unfortunately, I live in email, so those take priority on the bottom. And on the second screen, I have some general use apps that I would probably go on once a day. Kindle, Tweetbot, I do go on Twitter quite often, but I only do it intentionally now versus seeing it and going the second I unlock my phone. and I have my child's daycare and a few other apps that I will probably use at some point during the day. Other than that, everything else is clear. And that's my layout of my phone. I was pleasantly surprised at how much of a difference that little bit of a layout change has made. When I unlock my phone, I actually get reminded of what I have decided is important for me that day, and I found myself actually doing more work than actually being distracted. It has made a difference so far in how I approach my day, and hopefully that will make a difference for you as well. I found myself being a lot more productive doing this, surprisingly, and I found myself checking a lot more things from my list than I did before. If you want to see more videos, check out the list I have here. And if you have tried this, comment below and let me know if it has made you more productive during the day. Thanks for watching.